Okay, guys, for the experiment number 10, we have to find average and RMS values using multisim. In the pre-lab, you have seen that you have some waveforms and it's given that you have to find out the RMS and the mean or the average value for these waveforms. Let's see where they are. Let's see, okay, here we have like 6 waveforms. This is sinusoidal, square and triangular waveform, and like these three are repeated with some adding some constant value to these waveforms. Okay, so this is the in the pre-lab. Now we have to do the same thing for these 3 or 6 waveforms in the lab or in multisim. So in the pre-lab, you have to use this formula, and this is like general formula for calculating the average value or the mean value, like area under the curve or area under the one period and divide by the period. So it's actually integral of the waveform over the one period divided by the period. And the root mean square value is like as the name indicates that you have to take the square of the waveform and then mean, okay, of that square, which is like integral or the period divided by the period, and then the root, okay, square root. So this values why it's important. Actually, we will see that as well in the while we are performing the experiment. So since all these waveforms are very symmetric waveform and the negative and positive is symmetric, so the average value for all this, the first 3 will be definitely 0 by looking at it. If you take the integral, it will be 0. Okay, however, for these waveforms, definitely there is some constant added, so the average value will not be 0. So in general, for the sinusoidal, if we have like A cos omega t plus phi, the average value will be 0, whereas this is the RMS value, not the maximum, is not written correct. So we have so the RMS value will be equal to the amplitude or the peak value divided by under root 2. Okay, if you use this formula to calculate for the A cos omega t plus phi. We have seen the average value of 0. However, if we add a constant number to this waveform, the average of this will be 0, and since this is a constant number, so the average value will become equal to that constant number. Similarly, for RMS value, you can easily find out this for this constant number, for this addition of constant number as well. So however, these are just formulas for to calculate it theoretically, which you did in pre-lab. Now we have to do the same thing in lab. So we have to set some parameters, and we have to use oscilloscope, which we are already using for the previous 3 experiments. We have to use the multimeter, digital multimeter, and also we have to use the function generator, which we used in experiment number 7 to generate these waveforms. Okay, so we have to set these are the parameters of oscilloscope, like time per division, the volts per division. So we have to connect the signal generator or the function generator to the oscilloscope, and also we have to connect the digital multimeter. Why? Okay, now the question is why we need digital multimeter to calculate, to find out the average value of the AC waveform. We have to use average or the RMS value of the AC waveform. We have to use multimeter. Okay, so how we can do that? In multimeter, we have 2 knobs. One is for AC and one is for DC. If you keep the knob of the multimeter on DC, it will gives you the average value. Or if you keep the knob in on AC, then it will give you the RMS value. So this is the method of calculating the average or the RMS value while you are in the lab. Okay, you don't need to do all the derivations. Okay, then we have to calculate for these waveforms the time period and the frequency, for which we have to use the oscilloscope. So that's why we are using oscilloscope to calculate the frequency and the time period, whereas for the average and RMS we are using the multimeter. Okay, now what we need here is that we need to generate the waveform should have like 2k hertz frequency and the peak to peak value of 2 volts. So now since like in experiment number 7 we have seen that the function generator, it has only peak value, not the peak to peak. So since we have peak to peak of 2 volts, the peak value, like which is from 0 to maximum, will be 1 volts. So we have to set it to be 1 volts. Okay, so after that we have to after all the connections that I will show you now, you have to note down the readings here, like the time period, which will be from oscilloscope for 3 different waveforms, then frequency, average value from the frequency from the oscilloscope, average value, and the RMS value from the multimeter, and also the calculated value which you calculated from the from the lab, or you can write it the value from the pre-lab. Okay. Okay, so table 2 you have to repeat it while when you are adding the constant value that or some DC offset, like these from the same waveforms with added some value. Okay, now how we can do that? In experiment number 7 we have seen that we have seen that we can add a DC value, which is a constant value, like this we can add. Okay, so using the function generator, and definitely for the first set of this experiment, so first set of waveforms, we have to keep that DC value to 0, and then later on we have to add it to make it like this. And how much DC value we have to add? It's like 1 volts. So 1 volts we have to add to all these waveforms and then check the average value. Okay, so I think that's pretty enough for now. Okay, so yeah, the one more thing is that there's an AC and DC coupling. I talk about this in experiment number 7 again. However, the AC and DC coupling, the difference is, I will show you in the multi-sim. However, the difference is if you have the knob is on AC, then it will not allow any DC offset. So even if you have DC in function generator, the oscilloscope will not show the that value. Okay, it will still be around 0. So you have to make sure that while you're using the DC offset, you have to keep your knob at the DC. Rest questions are, I think it's not that difficult. You have to think over it to get the answers. Okay, and okay, so let me show you the setup. Okay, so this setup is same as experiment number 7. You have function generator which is connected to the oscilloscope, and I set the frequency. The amplitude is 1, as I already mentioned that we require 2 volts peak to peak, but peak will be V peak will be 1. The DC is at 0, so you can see the sinusoidal waveform. Because I set it here as a sinusoidal, you can have square or triangular, or you can have the triangular waveform as well. Okay, so you have to repeat it for all of these waveforms. And also the one more thing that I did is I also attached the digital multimeter here. So if definitely I need the volts, so I have to keep it at V, and here's the AC and DC. So if you want average value, you have to keep it at this straight line or constant which shows DC. If you want average, you have to keep it here. Okay, so if I run the circuit, I can show you that this is, you see, because the peak value I used is 1 volts, So what I'm expecting as RMS is 1 by under root 2 or square root 2, which is equal to 0.707 volts. Similarly, the DC is like almost zero, it's like 44 microvolts, so I can assume it to be like zero. However, you can write this value to and definitely the error you can also mention between this value and the pre-lab value. Okay, so I think, and this is the time base which you need to set in the manual. Like here the time base should be here and the volts per division should be here. So this is the volts per division, this one, and uh, this is the time base. So for if I want to calculate uh, if I want to calculate one period, so I can place one cursor here and the other here, and then the difference is almost, if you can just make it very clear, it should be 500 almost. No. Okay, so it's like 499 the difference, which is like almost 500 microsecond, and definitely since I set the frequency to be equal to 2 kHz. The other thing, okay, this is the DC and AC. So if you want if you want the DC offset of 1 volts, which is in our experiment, so this will, you have to keep the knob at DC, or if you keep it AC, it will not show you anything. Okay, and the other thing is that you see if it's single and DC, then it might not give you the waveform. So better is to have auto and then stop from here to make sure that you can see the waveform. You can see that there is no DC offset. However, if I just keep it at DC, you can see the offset is here, and it's 1 volt. Okay, so I think that's it.